Group spokesperson Neil Hamilton.
Thank you, Deputy Presiding Officer. As my maternal grandmother was born in Moncton, New Brunswick, I'd like to welcome our distinguished guests to the gallery as well. It makes me a quarter a New Brunswicker, I suppose. But we've missed the cheery presence of the Minister for Lifelong Learning this week because he's at the Labour Party conference, where I see he said yesterday, further to John McDonnell's announcement that Labour are going to end PFI contracts and buy them back, that in Wales there is no PFI. But of course, I'm sure the Cabinet Secretary will agree with me that's not quite correct. In fact, the total capital value of PFI contracts which are related to the Welsh Government amounts to 565 million, on which the total unitary charges, the amount that they will all cost by the end of the repayment period, is nearly 6 times that, at 3 billion. Does it not now make sense for the Welsh Government to look into the possibility of refinancing this on a more cost-effective basis?
Well, Chair, where my colleague Alan Davis was speaking from was the fact that in the devolution era, we have not signed up to new PFI deals. The member is right that there are 23 historic PFI deals that predate devolution, only 2 of which are actually ones in which the Welsh Government is directly responsible. And indeed, there are examples in Wales already where organisations that embarked on PFI deals have come to the conclusion that they would move to other arrangements. So we do not have a recent history that we have to unravel in the way that it has to be unravelled in other parts of the United Kingdom, and where other arrangements are better made, we've also got a track record of seeing those arrangements alter.
I fully acknowledge that the record of the Welsh Government is far better than the UK Government on PFI contracts, and indeed the total percentage which of the unitary charges, the annual repayments, which are going to be made, is only 1.7% of the UK total. So that's a very good thing. But there's still a substantial debt which is in gestation for repayment over many years, and reducing the costs of those repayments will, on an annual basis, mean that there is more money to spend upon other good things which the public sector needs to spend. I mean, of the projects which are currently outstanding, there's the A55 from Llandegau to Holyhead. Capital value of that was 100 million. There's the Lloyd George Avenue and Callahan Square development here in Cardiff, the capital value of which was originally 45 million. That's nearly a third of the total outstanding projects by value, on which for £145 million of capital provided up front, the repayment cost nearly £800 million. So, I mean, that's an appalling deal, and the sooner we can unravel these contracts, the better.
Well, so the member has accurately identified the 2 of the 23 schemes which are the direct Welsh Government schemes, and I don't disagree with him in the principle of what he has said, that all these schemes need to be kept under review, so that if it is possible to rearrange things to the advantage of the Welsh taxpayer, we will always be open to doing that. And as I said, there are examples of that already happening in Wales, so we're clearly not inimical to that possibility.
I'm very pleased to hear that answer from the Cabinet Secretary. Does he agree with me that the Blair and Brown governments have a great deal to answer for the profligacy with which they entered into such contracts with abandon during those locust years, and that although the Welsh Government can pride itself on its performance, relatively speaking, the performance of Labour government at Westminster has been absolutely abysmal. And 84% of all the PFI contracts that have ever been let were let under Blair as Prime Minister or Brown as Prime Minister, so the Labour Party has quite a stain on its record.
Llywydd, aliau gentes, aliau mores. Where other people are responsible for the decisions they made in the circumstances in which they made it. Here in Wales, we faced those same decisions from the very beginning. We took a different view, but the nature of the problem that we were seeking to address may have been different as well.
Thank you.